I so miss seeing you guys in person. But until we get to meet again, I want to welcome you to the Cantrell family home, where I currently make wearing sweatpants an art form. Today I was suffering from a little pre-game jitters. Those butterflies I used to get before I had a big soccer game. You athletes out there know exactly what I'm talking about. And so I did what I always did. I went through my pre-game ritual, a series of exercises that helped me shun the fear, get super focused, mentally sound, and ready to go. So I got my coach hat on today. Are you ready? Because today we're talking your business game plan. Because the way I see it is we really get to do two things as part of our Juice Plus job description. One, we get to sell a first-class product. And two, we get to sell a world-class opportunity. Both are equally important, and both the world needs right now. So, are you ready for your X's and O's? Are you ready to get your game day face on? Let's roll. I still remember where I was when I received the call. I was with my husband and my boys eating pizza at this quaint little Italian restaurant close by our house because I love carbs. And my older sister Lynn called in. Lynn is a nurse practitioner. She's the strong, independent one in our house. She never asks for help. She works so hard, I think her character flaw is her work ethic. And she's my superhero. I have such a deep respect for the sister who helped raise me. And so when Lynn called, which she hardly ever did, I heard her words on the other end of the line. She said, "James, I need your help." So without hesitation, I drove to her house, went inside to her living room, and saw my mom sitting there in a tall wing-back chair, crying like I'd never seen before. And then I knew in that moment something was serious. Our other sister was in transit, so while we waited, Lynn and I listened to Mom say, "I'm gonna leave him." See, my mom and dad had been married 50 years, and while their marriage wasn't perfect, there were certainly amazing times to be had. I grew up a very happy kid, but hearing the way she said it, I knew she meant it, and those words had this sense of finality that pierced my soul. In that moment, I knew I'd never walk through the front door of our family home to a huge, loud Italian Christmas with grandkids running everywhere and presents spewing out the door. And I knew I'd never look up in the stands at either my games or my kids' games and see my parents sitting side by side cheering us on. And something began to hurt. Divorce is hard. It doesn't matter what age you are. But what was harder was watching as a daughter of divorce, watching what was about to happen to my mom. See, in her early 70s, my mom had to really start over again, start her life anew. She didn't work. She didn't particularly have huge job skills, and in her words, she wasn't highly marketable. She was really codependent on my dad, financially, emotionally, socially. She was really great about raising us 3 girls and her 9 grandkids, but outside of that, there wasn't much time left over. And so my mom had this process of rediscovering herself. It was hard. My sisters and I had to step in and teach her how to do a budget. We had to help her move from a 5,000 square foot house to a 700 square foot apartment. And there was a lot of self-worth that was lost in this process. So I began to look at my business in a bit of a different light than I had before. I couldn't prepare or plan for my parents' divorce, but what I was doing in building a Juice Plus business was everything that my mom needed. I was building financial insulation and security for myself. I had a team and relationships that if I needed, this community would support me in a moment's notice. I knew my business was giving me this renowned sense of rediscovery, purpose, and passion, all of the things I wished my mom had had. And I began to really understand what this business was. It was a vehicle to gift those I loved with the very things that could help make their life better. And so in that moment, my business became personal. And that's standard number 1. Make your business personal. You see, we always hear, understand your why, understand why you're doing this. And And for some of us, we don't know why, and that's okay. Heck, it took me several years to figure out my deeper level of why, but every step along the way, I did have a personal connection. A connection, when you create that for yourself, it means you're going to show up for your business. You have a reason to be there. You're not going to let excuses get in the way. So what do I mean about creating a personal connection? I mean, let's say you're a brand new rep or young in the business, and right now you just want to cover your cost. That's awesome. Connect to it in a way that's deeper than that. Why do you want to cover your cost? It might mean that, bringing in some extra income or negating the monthly Juice Plus cost through your earnings could just take a little stress off of your husband when he opens the credit card bill. Start telling that story. Or for those of you who really want to make that extra side cash, that $500 to $1,000 a month, because you know that it could mean options for your daughter to be in dance or your son to be in travel sports without hitting the family's bottom line, that's a personal connection. Having a personal connection means that your world around you is going to understand why you're doing what you're doing. See, the reality of it, we're all Juice Plus reps. We all sell a product and a business. People don't care what you do. They care why, the motivation, the connection behind why you do it. So wherever you are in your particular Juice Plus journey, I encourage you, standard number one, find a personal connection with where you are. Notice, I didn't say take it personal. In this business, you are going to face challenges. I want to normalize that for you right now. You are going to have people that don't call you back. You're going to have people that ghost you. You are going to have customers that cancel. You will have team members that don't do a thing. These are all the challenges of any business, not just our own. And you cannot take it personal. When you make it personal, you won't take it personal. So now I have a question for you. Write it down in your notes, circle it, make it your homework. The question I have for you is really one of, how are you positioning you in this business? There are a lot of people in our community. There are a lot of people selling something right now. But making that personal connection is a step in creating a positioning of you. People don't buy a product. They don't buy an opportunity. They buy you. So the question is, why should people join your team? This is a question I want you to spend a lot of time and generate clarity. Why should people join you? Sean is my favorite person on the planet. We've been married 17 years, dated 6 before. We met at SMU. He was a basketball and soccer player. I played soccer. So we had the athletic connection and a lot of commonalities. And what's been really fun in this business is as I've evolved into a business owner, it's been fun to share and swap business ideas and be able to compete in Sean's space. He's a business entrepreneur himself. And so we talk ideas, we help each other, and he really has become like a business mentor for me. I'd encourage that for each of you. Find a business mentor. I think the light bulb went off for Sean when our family was blessed to attend the 39 Club retreat when our team hit NMD. Thank you, Juice Plus Company, for that experience. I got to take my boys and my stepdaughter on a family vacation. Sean got to see the culture, the people, meet the ones I loved, have conversations. He caught a vision while he was at Camelback in Phoenix. I have to tell you, it's one of my most favorite family memories. But what's interesting is after the 39 Club retreat, he couldn't stop talking about the possibility and opportunity. I caught him reading some of my industry business books. I'm like, dude, that's my book. He's like, I'm just curious. Always be curious. Always be a student. So one day, Sean came out into the living room where I was sitting, and he said to me, Jamie, how's your business? And I said, it's great. The team's great. Things are moving along just fine. He said, tell me what it is that you do. And I said, well, I sell a really great plant-based product, and I coach people on financial options. And he looked at me and he goes, that's terrible. I said, but that's what I do. I watch you. I see how hard you work. I see how you're passionate with your team. What is it that you're doing? And I was starting to get mad. The Italian fiery person inside of me didn't like the way I was being questioned. I said, well, what do you want to know, Sean? He's like, tell me what you do. I said, you know what? Since my mom's divorced, I want women to wake up. I want them to understand that they have a choice and a say in their life. They don't have to sit on the sidelines and just have a to-do list, that they have these gifts and talents and they need to wake them up. They need to spark them. They need to use them to serve the world. That's what I do. And he said, okay, now we're going somewhere. He said, you need to tell people that. And I said, wow, I was humbled in that moment. And of course, as if I had any other choice, he began to ask more questions. He said, tell me more about the company. And I had the basics down, but his curiosity was, tell me more about the leadership. Tell me more about the programs. Tell me more about your philanthropic efforts. And I was limited in my knowledge. He said, Jamie, tell me about your business model. How do you make money? And this is my favorite part. I said, well, you go to Partner Plus, and then you go to QSC, and then here's the money, and then you PB, and then you POB, and he looked at me and he said, whoa. I don't know what that means. Don't give me acronyms. He said, I'm a lay person. Spell it out for me. How do you earn in this marketing plan? And I sat there and I couldn't tell him. And in that moment, I had a decision to make. Was I going to still be a wantrepreneur? Or was I going to step into my business, own it, and be an entrepreneur? You see, Sean, in his delicate, loving husband / business mentor way, told me, he said, Jamie, if you want to grow this in the spirit of serving others, you have to understand what it is you do. You have to be able to position your company. You have to be able to position the industry and the business model so that you can begin to distinguish yourself from everything else out there. That's your responsibility. And I remember hearing these voices saying, I don't know the numbers. I don't understand what it means, but I push it aside and keep working. And in that moment I said, I'm going to learn. So standard number 2, always be a business student. When you're constantly learning, you're constantly growing. And when you're growing and developing the education breeds to confidence, confidence leads to action. If your goal is to bring more people in, it's important to understand the company you work for, to understand the industry, and to understand exactly what it is you do and how you get paid. You're going to have people that want to know how they can earn. Are you in a position that you can spell that out to them simply? These are all things I took to heart, and I got serious about it. And it's helped me and my team tremendously. We have to be aware of the opportunity in front of us. So right now I'm going to share with you why the timing is right, the opportunity is here, and for you to take ownership. Right now, the world is giving us big clues, folks. The world is telling us they want what we have. The gig economy has gone mainstream. As people are shifting to working and living from home, people want a new job security. People are looking for ways to add another stream of income. It's not only wanted anymore, but for a lot of people, it's needed. People are looking for flexible work hours. People want more time for themselves. People want more time for their family. Folks, this is what we can offer. People, of course, have to work to earn. I make no income claims. But when we sit on opportunity such as this and the world is looking for it, either you begin asking or other people will. And I want to talk about our company. Very profound. 50 years of strong, stable, and lasting business. Same leadership in place. That should tell you something. But what I get excited about is what's happening right now for our future success in our business. Talk about the marketing shakeups that's happening, marketing campaigns that are reinvigorating our business and bringing people to us. Come join us, add more good. What about our compensation?